Big of a Cardinals fan are you?
So my dad is from Chicago.
Oh, so you're a Cubs guy.
He brainwashed me. So I had to learn. I can't do what you all do on the air. I'm very impressed by how good you guys are as a group, but I had to learn how to fight verbally at a young age being a Cubs fan in St. Louis.
So do you obviously coach now, but when you watch Major League Baseball, do you still watch as a fan or do you watch as a coach now?
It's kind of become like the kids do. Like you ask them what NBA team, they like players. They don't like teams now. It's so different. And
that's how my boys are 100%.
Yeah, I'm fortunate enough I've been around a lot of players that have played in the big leagues. And so Max Scherzer's here this weekend. Staying with us.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he's going to the game today. So
Todd Helton is going to be here.
Todd will be recognized on the field. So you cheer for Max, whatever team he's on, or some of our guys that have made it to the big leagues. Garrett Crochet's with the White Sox, so now I'm kind of a White Sox guy.
Yeah. No, that's great. A lot of the guys out here remember Todd Helton because he was, before Peyton took over, after, I believe it was, and I'm a longtime Tennessee fan, but he came in and started, I think, 3 games after the injury that they had to Colquitt, who was expected to be the guy, and Peyton ended up coming in early. But Helton beat Georgia, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I think Todd Helton came in and beat Georgia, which I'm sure is one reason that he's here for this game.
Yeah, I mean, he's a legend on the baseball field, but not that many people realize he also played football here. And it may be a myth, but kind of the story goes that somewhere deep into his career here, it was pretty clear that baseball was his future.
Yeah.
And there was an injury to Peyton or somebody, and he was told, to start warming up. And he said, no, I'm good. I'm kind of on the football team as just a guy, but I'm a baseball player.
Yeah, no, that's outstanding.
What will the Omaha experience do for your crew and your squad coming back? Even though you didn't accomplish what you wanted.
Right.
Can it carry over or no?
I think they know what it looks like, and that's huge. I mean, again, the myth is if you haven't been there, then your first time isn't going to go so well. And that's, I don't know that that's why it went the way that it did for us, but I think the environment is what it needs to be at our place. There's a bitterness there. Obviously, a lot of pride we went, but there's a bitterness that we didn't play as well as we wanted to and play as well as the fans deserve because we had a huge following that came there.
What do you attribute that to? Is it the stadium is just overwhelming? Is it the experience? I've been to Omaha. It's an incredible opportunity, great bucket list item for any fan. To coach there, to play there for the first time, what maybe surprised you? What do you attribute? I mean, it's a destination to get there, but what do you maybe attribute things to once you got there?
I think in our case in specific, Mr. Abbott, and that's the lefty from Virginia we saw. And the first day I watched him on video, I knew it was going to be a challenge, and it was. But the other thing is, a lot of times it's a destination in guys' minds, coaches and players. And getting there is almost like winning a trophy or a national championship. So it's kind of like, well, we made it, so this is the parade. Yeah. And that's a hard mindset to get over. And I don't think our guys were satisfied, and I don't think they didn't think they belonged or want. But it is kind of a destination, and it's kind of like, well, we made it.
Yeah.
And that was a huge goal for our kids. We don't talk about it that much in the locker room, but we achieved a goal, and unfortunately that might have taken away from our performance once we were actually there.
You get tired of talking about it?
No, I think when people come up to us and say they had a blast in Omaha, what I want to say is I know what you mean by saying that. You mean you want to go back.
Yeah.
And it's not that easy to get back there.
The thing I appreciate, last time we had you on the show, you told us that the LSU coaching search was at the forefront of Omaha. And you said, look, I met with the leadership crew of the team, and they told me not to bring it up with the team.
Yeah.
True?
No doubt. A couple of the guys that are now in minor league baseball, and they said, with all due respect, Coach, and I think maybe I was getting a little ego-ish with them, hey, do you guys need to know my business or our coaching staff's business? And they said, to be honest with you, Coach, and I said, that's why I'm talking to you. Be honest. And we don't give it a dang. I know we're on the air. We don't care. It's too close-knit of a group. We got a focused goal in mind, and we're trying to get it done. And
your coaches probably wanted to know.
Yeah, we left them in the dark a little bit. Jimmy's pretty good at what he does, and let him handle that deal. But this is where our hearts were. This is where our roots now are. Everyone's got houses, building families. And we've invested a lot in what we got going on. And to be honest with you, Omaha was great. And who knows, we may never go back. But in our minds, we have not achieved anything close to what we plan to do.
Is it cool to have the AD say that you're in charge of the stadium renovations?
No doubt.
You get to have the blueprint, whatever you want. Right.
Say you want this and you want that. And also you've got someone who's very, very ambitious as it relates to finances, whether it be, it could be NIL. I know that's a touchy subject. Anything related to finances, this guy's been built to do this job his whole life. If you look at kind of how he's been bred to be an administrator, and that's what he's going to tackle, and he's going to let us, all the coaches, do our job.
What baseball stadium do you think has the best environment right now, college baseball stadium? What would you, I know you guys had an incredible experience and you have a great home field advantage, but where have you gone and said, man, I'd like to have that. I love what they're doing at this particular place.
Sure. Well, Baum Stadium is where I worked at Arkansas prior to coming here, and I don't know that they like me very much anymore. I mean, Coach Van Horn and I couldn't be closer, but we had a spat last year.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I've received some text messages and things like that. I don't know how it got out there, but it's out there. But that's a great place. There's a lot of Cardinal. You mentioned the Cardinals, a great baseball city in St. Louis. There are Cardinal fans there, and they just know baseball, and they're into it. And they show up early, and they stay late, and it's full all the time, regardless of who you play. So I have a lot of respect for that baseball program and just that community, and that's kind of what we want here. But I think you could stereotype each SEC town. I mean, you especially, SEC town, SEC fan base, so on and so forth. In our group, our thing is rowdy. One of the coaches last year said it's nasty in Lindsey Nelson Stadium. So if that's our deal, then cool. Make it nasty.
Yeah,
that is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, we've been going to SEC cities every week, and we've been taking this gigantic bus with Clay's face on it. I mean, I have to ask you, what are your thoughts when you see this man plastered on the side of
what's crazy
a bus?
Is, I'm not exactly humble or shy, but even I saw this, and I was like, that seems a little bit extreme. So this is Fox, if you can see the side of the bus there. Like, Fox came to me and they said, hey, we want, this thing to get noticed as it's driving around. What do you think of this? And I was like, man, that's pretty aggressive. So when you surprise me, but also, the first bus we had broke down, so they had to get a new bus. But it was
we were towing Clay around.
Yeah, I was getting towed around.
That thing's fancy. I don't think it's going to break down. And Clay's intellect is impressive, but I was like, dang, he's been working out based off the physique that's going on there with no shirt and whatnot.
It's roids. I don't know that I would be able to pass the drug testing to be able to play in the in any of the leagues right now.
Tony, thanks so much for stopping by. Best of luck to you and your squad this season.
Thank you so much. And nothing like an environment on a college football Saturday, so hopefully you enjoy it as much as we will.
We'll be back with more with OutKick the Tailgate right after this.